I want to share with you guys an experience I had in my first year. This is the first time I feel like this is when I joined this club a little bit. But it shaped the rest of my career in this industry, and it changed everything. It changed my mindset. It changed the way I thought about every time something difficult hit me in the face, okay? It was my first summer selling, and I was on top of the world, you guys. I was able to do some preseason. I joined the security industry, and I got a little bit ahead of the game. It was July, it was mid-July, and I was at Apex back in the day. And I was at 171 accounts on my first year in the summer, and I was the top rookie in the company at the time, okay? So really, you guys, I mean, I felt like I'd never had a real job before. I'd never made money. I think when I left for that summer, I borrowed a couple $1,000 from my sister to buy a wedding ring for my fiance at the time, okay? I was feeling incredible, about to get married, top guy in the company for the rookies, thought life was amazing, okay? It is a Saturday afternoon, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm signing my third deal already for the day on Saturday, 17 on the week. Like, I was so psyched, knew I was closing these ladies down, feeling good about it, and I get a phone call in my pocket from my dad. And that was the worst phone call I've had in my entire life, guys. And it took a minute for him to get through, but in that moment, I learned that my brother and my sister had both just passed away in a car accident. A little bit tougher to say up at the stage out loud, guys. And everything changed in that moment, right? Those are the things you can't control. Those are the things you don't expect to have happen, right? But they do. And the thing about our job, you guys, it doesn't care, okay? It didn't care that I had a month and a half left in the summer. It didn't matter that I had to take a little bit of time off for this, and it sucked, right? I had Jordan Williams, this guy that, I thought was pretty decent, but I was feeling like I could keep a lead on him, trailing me that whole year. We started our first years together. Anyways, I took off for 2 weeks, headed home. Obviously, I had to deal with funerals and family stuff and everything else. And I also had to end the summer 2 weeks early because I was getting married. So there was a 2-week period where the decision was just wrap it up. I just made probably $100,000. I was feeling pretty incredible at the time. I was only 20 years old. And it was, do I go back out for 2 weeks or just call it good, right? It's August. Most guys are starting to wrap up for school anyways. I sat down in a room with my dad, discussed it, and the answer was clear as day. He's like, no, you committed to doing it. You don't give up. You don't finish. This changes nothing about your previous commitments. And in that moment, everything switched. My entire mindset switched. And over the course, again, I wish I could see all this stuff, but over the course of the next several years, and 10 years, 15 years now, I think I've been in this door-to-door industry, there's been a lot of other hard things happen. I won't say they'll compare, but they've been brutal. And this isn't just me. This is a list of guys that I reached out to and got some stories before I got up here that I've, respected in the industry for years. But this is the type of stuff they put themselves through. This is the unreasonable stuff, you guys. This is the stuff your manager tells you to go home and take the day off for. This is the type of stuff the doctor tells you not to do. Stay in bed, right? This is the type of stuff your mom gets ticked about when she finds out what you've done, right? In 2008, I got shingles and a staph infection, and I had to knock with that for a week. And I remember it was the worst thing in the world, but it was the first week of the summer, and there was no way I was going to let guys get ahead of me, right? And the list goes on, right? We've got guys who've been attacked by dogs. This one's probably one of my favorite and least favorite stories in the world. In 2014, I was leading the way as the top rep in the summer at Vivint at the time, but I was trailing behind this guy who had just dominated and worked his A off in the preseason, and I couldn't catch him. I was getting so close. And I hate to say it, but a little smile came on my face one day as I saw an Instagram post that the dude had broken his ankle. Kind of a jerk move, but I'm not gonna lie, I wanted that spot. And I turned to my buddy and I'm like, it's over. It is over, there is no chance. And then the next day, another post comes on him on a dang scooter with crutches, and Sam Taggart ends up with #1 on the summer, guys. And yes, give it up. No, you can't add any more to it. No more. But this is the type of stuff, you guys, that makes the best. Because when they break their leg, they're still out on the doors, right? And nobody has to ask them to because everybody is telling them to go lay down for once, right? It's not reasonable, okay? When you guys learn that when the hard stuff happens, this is your opportunity to build your library, this job will change for you completely. And what I mean by that, you guys, is the more you subject yourself on purpose to something that is over the top and unreasonable that other people don't expect you to do, this job becomes easy in a sense, right? After you've been through a couple things, like when it starts dumping outside, right? After you've knocked with a broken leg, it starts raining on you. Like Sam, you can imagine, I'd imagine Sam like dancing around in the rain with a giant smile on his face, right? Like that's nothing. But if you don't take the opportunities when those arise, you guys, to step up and put yourself in an unreasonable place, when the other stuff that's normally hard hits you, that you're gonna give up, right? So here's the challenge I wanna give to you guys today. I want you guys to, anytime you ever come across something that is a reason to not knock, flip your head. That is the reason you knock. That is the reason you build your library, so that you never have to think something like that's hard again. We're running out of time, so I'm wrapping up here. When you guys choose to do this, you guys, this will define who you are to everyone in this industry around you. It'll define your reputation. It'll change everything. So